Hello everyone, this is Grandmaster Mayorov Nikita, and in this video lesson I will show you how to get a big advantage against Owens Defense. So Owens Defense e4 b6. So this move is called for pawn defense. Owens Defense. I didn't know about this opening for many years, and I think that in my own practical experience I see this when I was a grandmaster. Okay, but nowadays it's quite popular, especially in online platforms like Lichess or Chess.com. So a lot of fast players like to go for Owens Defense. Okay, d4, bishop b7, and now bishop d3. So the main move here is e6, but also there is okay, there is a f5 move, of course there is, but this is a very bad move. The problem that here there is a very beautiful trap. Queen h5 check, g6, if take g6. So bishop h1 is impossible because of checkmate. And but very beautiful idea after knight f6, and after knight f6 this is again check, knight h5, and it looks like black is totally winning because one queen more, but unfortunately there is a checkmate. A very famous position for beginners, how to checkmate in one move with bishop. Okay, so f5 is a very bad move here, and d6 is the normal continuation. Also there is a knight c6 move here, but we will cover this move in the next video lessons, in one of our future video lessons. Okay, knight c6, bishop d3, e6, and now I recommend you to go for c4. This is a very ambitious move. White's idea is to build very strong center, and also I want to play d5 in the middle game. I have the idea with the and the idea behind of this move d5 is just to block this bishop. So, and the general strategy for the middle game for white is to play again this bishop. Okay, and in this position white has three main options. First is, of course, the most logical and ambitious f5 move. Second move is bishop v4, the normal move. And the third move is knight c6, with the idea to trade this bishop. So, for example, f5, very logical continuation. E takes e5, bishop takes on g2, queen h5 check, g6, f take g6. So against e5, white has to go for the positional sacrifice. So white has to sacrifice this rook on h1, and unfortunately for white, this is the only chance to fight for the opening advantage. And from the at first glance, it looks so the main position is arises after bishop g7, check, king f8, yeah, knight e2, knight f6, queen h4, and bishop h1. Yes, and at first glance it looks like very strange because there is no rook. What is the compensation? But so why white has a big positional compensation for the rook? But black's problem is that after bishop g5, this knight is pinning, and also this king is in very bad position. This pawn is extremely strong, and in this position the computer evaluation is like +1 for white. So this is a bad idea for black, and the normal move here for black is bishop before check, king f1, and now knight f6. So why black's idea is to sacrifice pawn, knight f3, and short castle. So okay, we can capture this pawn on e6, but the problem that so black's pieces are very active, and this king on the position of this king on f1 is a little bit vulnerable. So it's not easy. Okay, but the main move, the main line here is a3, knight c3, queen e1, and so maybe it's not the main line, but I like this idea. This is a, it looks very good for white, and so then rook h3. So the idea is to develop the rook and to improve white's position in general. Okay, the next move is bishop b4, and here okay, there is nothing wrong with bishop d2, but black is very solid in this setup. You can play this, but slightly better for white due to the space advantage, but it's not there is nothing it's not very dangerous for black. Okay, and I think that in this position more unpleasant for black is king f1. So the idea is, of this move is the idea behind of this move is to keep as much pieces on to keep on the board as much pieces as it's possible. Why? Because white has a big space advantage. And this is very logical in such type of positions. Okay, king f1, bishop e7, knight f3, d6, knight c3. Yes, the only move here is bishop b4 because the normal developing move is knight e7, but white win the bishop, and black has to resign. Or for example, bishop d6, and again the trap, bishop is in the trap, no moves. Okay, so bishop e7, knight f3, d6, knight c3, knight d7, g3, knight f6, and now king g2. So finally white improves his king position. White has a strong center. This bishop is very stupid. It's this position resembles some type of, but no, it's not king's. It's like Queen's Indian, but the problem that normally in Queen's Indian defense, black try to control this e4 square, but here no, white control this e4 square, and okay, I think that in their future middle game, white has a very comfortable position, and it's quite difficult for black. So, and the last option for black is knight c6, knight e2, and knight b4. So this is once again, this is the idea of this move is to trade this bishop and to get bishop pair. So it's quite a logical and ambitious idea. Of course, the disadvantage that black is black's minor pieces are still on their first on the eighth rank, but okay, but it's not so important because this it's the center is closed, and for this reason it's quite playable option, and I think one of the main ideas. Okay, in this position black has a lot of options, normal, like bishop b4, so g6, but okay, in this video lesson I will show you just briefly this move d6 and what to do. Yes, so, and very important here e5, the idea is behind of this to play e4. It's after e4 it's quite unpleasant because always this idea to take on b6 and then to fight for this a file, and also what to do with bishop, because this bishop is the position is very bad, and if blacks for example 97 castle e5, yes, something like bishop e2, and for g6 3 bishop g7 a5, yes, and something like this, yes, but of course it's a very good idea in such type of structures to improve the position of this bishop with this move, but here after this there is no a takes before, the rook is hanging, but after this we have a very bad pawn structure. White has a big positional advantage. So I think it's enough for this small lesson, for this brief video lesson, and I think I hope it will help you to win some games in online platforms. Okay, see you next videos.